Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness unearths a truth buried for decades. A boy, a lost dog, and a name no one had spoken in 30 years. But what started as a quiet morning on a muddy farm will end with a secret that shakes a family to its core. If you've ever doubted the power of a single moment, stay with us. The frost still clings to the earth. Noah, just 13, moves through the early dawn with a pitchfork in hand, boots caked in last night's rain. His life is simple, honest, and quiet. Just cows, corn, and the low hum of wind across the fields. But then, a sound, a whimper, faint, coming from beyond the fence. He stops, listens. It's not wind, it's pain. He drops everything and runs toward the woods. There, tangled in thorns and mud, is a golden retriever, limping, shivering. Blood stains one paw. But the dog doesn't run, doesn't growl. It just looks at Noah, like it's been waiting for him. Noah whispers gently, "It's okay, buddy. You're safe now." He sneaks the dog into the barn, wraps the paw with an old bandage, feeds it scraps of bacon. His heart is racing, not from fear, but from something deeper. Like fate has handed him a secret. But Noah knows one thing for sure. His father, Tom, won't be pleased. Tom is a man made of soil and silence, a hard man, forged in war and worn by the land, not the kind to welcome strays. But when Noah finally shows him the dog, everything changes. Tom freezes, stares, his jaw tightens, his eyes darken. And then, quietly, like a name dragged from the bottom of a forgotten well, he says, "Ranger." The dog perks up, wags its tail, and in that instant, the entire room feels like it's holding its breath. It's impossible. That was the name of his brother's dog. His brother, Daniel. The same Daniel who vanished 30 years ago after their final fight, the night their family fell apart. Rain had hammered the windows back then. Tom and Daniel had screamed through the storm. One wanted to leave the farm, to chase art and freedom. The other wanted to stay, to survive. Fists were almost thrown, words definitely were. Then Daniel grabbed his backpack, Ranger chased him out the door, and neither were ever seen again. Until now. Noah, confused, checks the dog's collar. There's a rusted tag barely hanging on, scratched into it a name. Daniel Whitmore. Tom's hands tremble as he sits. "It can't be," he mutters. "This dog should have been dead years ago." But miracles don't ask for permission, and neither does fate. A trip to the vet confirms it. The dog's chipped, registered. The address points to a town just 40 miles away. A man named Daniel Whitmore, alive, hidden, living under a different name. The drive is silent. Tom grips the steering wheel like it might fall apart. Noah stares out the window, wondering if they're chasing ghosts or something much bigger. They reach a cabin on the edge of the woods. No lights, no sign of life. Tom hesitates. Then he knocks. Once, twice. He turns to leave. Then a voice cuts through the night. "You got my dog?" A figure steps into the porch light. Gray beard, weathered coat, but the eyes, they're unmistakable. The same eyes Noah sees in the mirror. The same eyes Tom's been avoiding in his own reflection for decades. Silence swells between the two brothers. 30 years of it. Daniel drops to his knees as Ranger rushes into his arms. Tears fall freely. He looks up at Tom. "I thought you hated me." Tom can barely speak. "I thought you were dead." And just like that, the past begins to thaw. They talk, awkwardly at first, but then the stories pour out like rain through a broken roof. The fight, the escape. Daniel had built a quiet life as a painter, staying hidden, always wondering if the door home had closed forever. But Tom never locked it. He just never believed it could be opened again. Back at the farm, things begin to change. Daniel returns, cautiously. The fields feel different with him there. Lighter, like the soil itself remembers him. Noah watches the two men rebuild what was broken.
They laugh over old stories, pull dusty photos from the attic. And one night around the dinner table, Tom places a hand on his son's shoulder and says, "You didn't just save a dog, Noah. You saved your family." Noah smiles. Ranger sleeps at his feet. All seems whole again. But just as we think the stories come full circle, a shadow falls.
Daniel steps outside that night, alone. He pulls a weathered envelope from his coat, unopened, addressed to Tom, dated 15 years ago. He never sent it. Inside, a name, a truth, one that could break everything all over again. The moon hangs low over the farmhouse. The wind is still, quiet, but not peaceful. Inside, laughter has faded. Daniel sits alone by the barn, holding the envelope. The paper is worn, yellowed, like it's waited too long to speak. His fingers tremble. He almost burned it once. He almost mailed it once. But tonight, it's finally time. He walks up to the porch. Tom is there, rocking slowly. Noah is asleep inside. Ranger lies curled beside the door. Daniel doesn't say a word. He just holds out the letter. Tom takes it, stares at the handwriting, his brother's, but from another life. He opens it. Silence. Then a single line, whispered. "Oh my God." He stands. The chair tips over. He walks into the night, past the cornfield, past the fence, disappearing into the dark. Daniel follows. "Tom, wait, please." Tom turns, face tight with disbelief. "You had a son." Daniel nods, ashamed. "I didn't know until a year later. Her name was Sarah. We were young. I left before I knew. She never told me until she got sick." Tom steps back. "You had a son, and you never told me." "I wanted to. That letter, it was the truth, but I was afraid. I was already gone, already dead to the family. What was I supposed to do?" Tom says nothing, but in his silence is rage and heartbreak. By morning, everything has changed. Daniel's still in the house, but he doesn't speak. Tom avoids him, and Noah, he watches them both like the whole world is tipping again. In the attic, Daniel unpacks old sketchbooks, torn pages, paintings of faces he never finished. One sketch, buried deep, shows a baby boy. In the corner, Isaac, 1995. Noah sees the name. "Who's Isaac?" Daniel doesn't answer, but something flickers in his eyes. Regret, hope, fear. Later, Tom pulls Noah aside. He sits him down in the shed, just like his father once did when the world needed explaining. "Daniel had a son, long before you were born. That boy, he'd be about 30 now." Noah's mind races. "So I have a cousin?" Tom looks away. "Maybe more than that." Days pass. The tension doesn't ease. Ranger moves between them like he's trying to stitch back what is tearing open again. Then, one morning, a black SUV pulls up the dirt road. Dust kicks up. Tires crunch gravel. A woman steps out. Middle-aged, stern face, clean suit. She holds a folder. Tom and Daniel exchange a look. "Can I help you?" Tom asks. The woman nods. "I'm looking for Daniel Whitmore. I believe you're the one who once filed a private inquiry with a birth record out of Fort Dodge Hospital." Daniel swallows. "Yes." She opens the folder. "We believe we found him." She lays down a photograph. A young man, tall, sharp jawline, a scar under one eye. Eyes just like Tom's and Noah's. Daniel whispers, "Isaac." The agent nods. "He was adopted. His mother passed. The records were sealed, but someone's been searching for you." She pulls out a second photo. It's of Isaac in a military uniform, but the badge isn't standard issue.
It's shadow ops. Classified. He's not just your son, the agent says. He's working with a government division so off the books it doesn't officially exist. He's been watching you. Tom steps back. Watching us? Why? The agent hesitates. Because 2 weeks ago he intercepted a threat connected to this farm. Daniel shakes his head. What kind of threat? She pauses, then says, whatever was hidden here, someone wants it back. Noah, watching from the doorway, clutches Ranger's collar, his young mind struggling to connect the dots. The agent nods toward the fields. Has anything unusual happened lately? Lights, signals, digging. Noah blinks. The crash. The lights in the field, the strange metal object he saw buried near the west fence last summer, but never told anyone about. He starts to speak, but the woman holds up a hand. Be careful. He may not be coming home to reconnect. He may be to erase the past. Night falls. Daniel and Tom argue in hushed tones. Noah watches them from the shadows. He hears one word repeated. Project Halion, a name he never heard before. Daniel looks shaken. I thought it was over. Tom whispers back. It never was. Outside, Ranger growls, low, warning. A sound echoes in the distance, not thunder. A vehicle, not the SUV, a different engine, slower, heavier. Noah peers through the window. A black van, no plates, stops at the edge of the field. The door opens. A man steps out. Tall, sharp jawline, a scar beneath one eye. Eyes just like Tom's, and Noah's. He looks directly at the house. Then, he smiles and walks into the darkness.
Midnight. The wind pushes through the fields like a warning. Inside the farmhouse, the lights flicker. Tom loads his old rifle. Daniel stares out the window. Ranger paces, restless. And Noah? He's trying to understand. His father's brother, a cousin who works for a secret branch of the government. The strange object he found last summer, buried near the west fence? It's all connected. But how? Then, they hear it. Isaac stands on the porch. Military jacket, eyes locked on Tom's. Tom opens the door. No words, just tension. Isaac steps in. He doesn't look like someone reuniting with family. He looks like a man on assignment. Daniel stands. Isaac's voice is flat. You're both in danger. Noah leans forward. Danger from what? Isaac glances at the boy, then to Tom. You found something, years ago. You don't remember it, but you did. And now someone else knows. Tom frowns. We haven't found anything. Noah whispers. The thing in the ground. Everyone turns. Noah speaks slowly. Last summer, I was digging near the old fence. Found metal. It wasn't like a tool. It hummed. It was buried deep. Isaac's face changes. That's it. Daniel leans forward. What is it? Isaac breathes deep. It's part of a network, a satellite shard, artificial, Cold War tech built for surveillance by someone who wasn't supposed to exist. Tom's eyes narrow. You're saying we've had a spy tool buried on our land for 40 years? Isaac nods. And someone finally woke it up. Outside, make sure it stays buried. Outside, another engine hums. A second black van appears. But this one isn't friendly. Isaac turns off the lights. They found us. Glass shatters. A bullet rips through the window. Tom pulls Noah behind the table. Daniel grabs Ranger and dives for cover. Isaac moves like lightning, calm, surgical. He pulls two small devices from his bag, places one on the table. A soft pulse emits.
No more trekking. We're dark now, but not for long. Tom shouts, "Why would anyone come after a broken satellite?" Isaac answers without turning. "Because it was storing something. Codes, names, the kind that can collapse governments." A beat of silence. "Your land accidentally became a vault." Daniel stares at him. "And now?" Isaac looks back, cold and honest. "They're here to make sure it stays buried." Outside, another laser sight scanned the barn. Inside, fear tightens around every breath. Noah watches his father, a man who once only showed strength through silence, now standing, shielding his son, his brother, and even the dog who started it all. Then Ranger bolts toward the back door, barking madly. Daniel runs after him. "No, wait!" Too late. A flash, a loud pop. Smoke fills the room, blinding, burning. They scatter. Noah coughs. Tom grabs him. Isaac signals Daniel to run. They escape through the barn tunnel, an old storm shelter that Tom's father built during the war. No one's touched it in years, but now it's their only way out. Underground, the silence is suffocating. Their footsteps echo through damp earth. Tom finally breaks it. "We need to destroy it." Isaac turns. "Destroy what?" "The satellite piece, whatever it is. If it's causing this, burn it." Daniel nods. "We never asked for this." Noah says nothing. He just reaches into his jacket and pulls it out. The object, metallic, glowing faintly, alive somehow, almost like it had called to him when he first found it. And now it pulses in his hands. Isaac steps back. "How long have you been holding that?" Noah's voice shakes. "Since the first night I found Ranger." Another silence. Then Isaac says, "You're the key. It imprinted on you." Daniel gasps. "What does that mean?" "It means the data is encoded biologically, through his touch, his DNA." Tom whispers, "Then they're not here for us." Everyone turns to Noah. "They're here for him." A low rumble. The tunnel walls tremble. Dust falls from the ceiling. Isaac spins around. "They're breaching the exit." Daniel grabs Noah. Tom locks eyes with Isaac. "There's no more running." Isaac pulls a small device from his vest. "This will fry the signal, but only if it's near the source, and that's Noah." Tom shakes his head. "No!" But Noah steps forward. "I'll do it." Everyone freezes. Tom says, "You're just a boy." Noah stares at him. "No, I'm your boy. And I've seen what silence does. I'm not hiding." He takes the device, walks to the exit. Isaac follows. Daniel holds Tom back. This is his choice. Above ground, dawn breaks. Noah emerges from the tunnel, blinking through the smoke and rising sun. A figure in black raises his weapon, but Noah throws the device. The pulse explodes in a wave of silent light. All electronics short. The vans go dark. The men drop to the ground, covering their ears. Chaos. Noah stands still, glowing light pouring from the artifact in his pocket. Then, silence. It's over. The agents retreat, and Isaac disappears. Back at the farm, the sun finally rises. Daniel paints again. Tom builds a new fence. And Noah? He sits under the tree where he first found Ranger. The dog lays beside him, and the artifact? Buried deep. Forever. Tom joins him. "You scared the hell out of me." Noah smiles. "You too." Then Tom says something he's never said before. "I'm proud of you." They sit in silence. Then,
Footsteps. Isaac. He's back. But not alone. Behind him is someone else. A woman in uniform, eyes sharp, focused on Noah. She steps forward. You're not just a vault anymore. You're something more. And there's a decision to make. Noah stands. She continues. Do you want to forget all this, or become part of something bigger? Thank you for following this incredible journey, from a muddy field to a broken family, to a buried secret that could change the world. If this story moved you, if it made you feel anything, please like, subscribe, and return to Myth Mirror for more mythical, mindful, and emotionally powerful stories. Because sometimes, the smallest act, the kindest boy, and a lost dog are all it takes to wake the world. But Noah hasn't answered yet, and what he chooses will change everything.